second, the blinking of an eye, a breath, enough to change the course of a life. We only know how much we love someone when we know what we're willing to sacrifice. I never asked myself that kind of question. Without knowing why, without asking myself how far I would be prepared to go for love.
Ik zit hier vandaag in Hartje Amsterdam met Guillaume, de CEO van Quantic Dream. Heavy Rain, die is natuurlijk net uit en daar ga ik wat vragen over stellen. Heavy Rain, it's a filmic experience on PlayStation 3. The first thing that pops into my mind, aren't you afraid to really eliminate the current core gamers who really expect something like a GTA, like a Halo? Don't you think they get bored a bit too quickly with a game like this?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm myself a gamer. I've been playing games for 30 years, and you know, I have a heck of a time with all those games that you mentioned. It's you know, I come home and I play for 2 hours and I don't have to think about anything. But on the other hand, you know, again, as a gamer, I've been playing games without thinking and shooting the same aliens in the very same dark corridors for, yeah, as I said, almost 30 years. And I think that what Heavy Rain offers also to hardcore gamers is a different perspective on the medium. An emotional experience where, you know, as an adult, they can, you know, enter a story and make the difference. Heavy Rain is a very interactive game. It's a game in which your actions have consequences. And so I think it's also a game that certainly has been written by us for gamers and also for a larger audience. But you know, we really have gamers in mind. And from what I saw from the reviews so far worldwide, I think that you know, specialized journalists who are also core gamers very much enjoyed the experience. So no, I think it's also an experience for gamers.
Alright, and during Heavy Rain you guys worked in it for like 5 years or so. What were the kinds of mistakes you made along that way and from which you can learn for your next game?
You always do mistakes. I mean, this is the basic of this job, especially when you invent new things, when you try out a lot. It's very empirical. You know, you try, you fail, you try something else, and then you succeed. I must say, on Heavy Rain, we are quite satisfied with it. This is really the game that David Cage and the whole team wanted to do. Of course we did mistakes. Of course there are things that could be done better. You know, you can always have a better story. You can always have a better animation. You can always have a better control system, etc., etc., etc. We're learning, and I'm sure that the next game is going to be better than the one before.
Yeah, and we got for the control system. I heard some people say, well, they're just quick time events. You're constantly pushing a button. What do you say to those people?
I can only tell them try it out. You know, it's Heavy Rain is certainly not about quick time events. You know, a quick time event is a timely action that you have to perform, and if you succeed, you go through and you continue, and if you fail, well, you just have to start all over again. Heavy Rain is not such a game, and when you have action sequences with those types of actions, it's not about doing the right action or the wrong action. It's about, you know, reacting, making the action, and whether you succeed or not, something else is going to happen. Also, I think that we managed to create a system that replicates what is going on screen. And what most people say who've played the game, or you know, journalists who've played it, they say at one point you don't even look at the controller anymore. You don't even feel that you are interacting with the controller. You're there. You're into it. And this is exactly what we wanted to do with it. Also, I think it enables us to offer such a large variety of actions. You know, in Heavy Rain, you can dance, you can fight, you can drive cars, you can shoot, etc., etc., all within the same interface. You know, and this was very important to us.
And with the characters, you start out with 4, but you don't necessarily finish with all 4, right?
Yes, well, in Heavy Rain, your actions have consequences, and thereby you start with 4 characters, but you may lose 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever you do, the story continues. In Heavy Rain, there's no game over. So if you lose a character, well, you're going to lose everything that you've experienced with them, everything that you've learned through them. But it's a little bit like Hitchcock's movies, You know more than the characters themselves.
You're kind of like the director, viewing the action from from a distance.
Exactly. You're at the same time the writer, the director, and the director of your own experience.
And when you play the final game, really the final game, the first time, did you manage to bring all 4 characters to the end?
It's difficult for me to answer this question because I've been involved in development from the beginning. I've read the very first initial scripts. I know the story in and out. What I like though is I'm still able to discover certain things while playing. I know there are 23 different endings, but I still, there's so many ways to get to those endings. I couldn't tell you how many. And when I play, I still discover certain elements of the script, really.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.